84 plays for Oklahoma State, just too many for the defense. How did that wear on you guys in the second half?
Well, let's see, we had 48 at halftime. So, you're looking at, you almost doubled it. Really, it was a little bit more like, the total was like 93 if you count everything. It got to us a little bit. We had the 98-yard drive. That was 14 plays. A couple of things happened in that situation. I think we had 2 penalties, missed 2 interceptions. When it's all said and done, we could have got off the field that way. So I think, once plays get going and the momentum starts to catch up with you, fatigue did set in. Yeah, no doubt about it.
Hey, Donnie. Chris Carbon, Son of a Source. The penalties, you had some pretty costly ones.
Yeah.
The roughing the passer
Yeah.
twice and stuff in the back end.
Correct.
Just wanted to get your thoughts about those plays and what you thought about collectively.
Well, when you look at some of those plays, they really hurt us. I mean, they were, and I said it to the guys, I said, those situations really happened at 2nd and 9, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 8. Those are particular penalties help them continue drives, and we didn't get off the field in those situations. So after looking at it and really, as you say, observing it, it's something that you can't have. You got to be able to get off the field when it's time to get off the field, and those are longer yardage situations. So we got to talk about that, no doubt about it.
Were you? Was that surprising to you that those things happened in that environment?
Well, I didn't expect us to have penalties in those situations. Absolutely not. But the ones that were called, you look at what they were called. There was, I think we roughed the quarterback. I think we held a couple of times. I think, what was the other one? There was another one. 2 roughings. That's exactly right. I mean, that's composure. When you lose composure, you get tired, fatigue sets in. And really, it was earlier in the game, so it really wasn't. It was early in the game when those situations started happening. So, and stuff for that second half a little bit. But when you look at it, as I told the defense, I mean, we played, in my opinion, 50 minutes of pretty good football. That last 10 minutes, we gave up 14 points and we gave up 2 touchdowns. That you look at the guys that you say, wow, what happened? We came off a man one time, and then the other one, the back snuck out underneath, and we were in a zone, and that situation you would have hoped didn't occur. But when it was all said and done, 50 minutes, and I really look at it that way. It was 50 minutes of good football. It really was. I don't know how you guys saw it, but that's how I saw it. It was 50 minutes of good football, and that last 10 minutes, it just got out of hand.
Coach Michael Caratonetto, Sideline Sports. To piggyback off that, too, I mean, I asked her, usually the growth from week 1 to week 2. I mean, you talked about, obviously, the penalties, but creating turnovers, being on the field long, like you said. But how do you feel the overall growth was for the defense from the opening game to this game?
Well, I'm still going with the 50 minutes. I mean, that's how I look at it. 50 minutes, we were right there playing pretty good football. So there was a little growth. I mean, and let's look at the first week. I'm not going to say we didn't. The competition was a little different. Let's put it that way. And the competition this week, if you don't play 60 minutes of football, there it is. No matter what you say, you got to play a whole game and get through that game and play hard the whole time. So 50 minutes, that's what's stuck in my mind. And I know you guys think I'm repeating myself, but really that's what stuck in my mind. The whole thing was 50 minutes of pretty good football, and the last 10 we just fell apart.
Donnie, anything you'd like to see this weekend that you haven't seen as much the first 2 games?
As far as?
Just from your defense in general.
Well, I'd like to get everybody back healthy, number one, and see how that plays out. The other thing is, what I really would like to see us do is complete the game. When it's all said and done, you got to finish, man. Good and great defenses, as I told the guys yesterday, great defenses finish games. They don't give up penalties. They play hard throughout the down. So that's what I'm going to look for this week. As I told them, is every play you have to be able to win every play. You can't lose a play and think you can be a great defense. It doesn't happen. So to answer your question, I'm looking forward to us playing defense 60 minutes, or if it's 90 plays, it's 90 plays. If it's 60 plays, whatever number of plays is, we got to play and finish. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Donnie, what do you think about your cornerback play? Because it seemed like Keon had some nice plays. Rowe had some nice plays. Tamarcus hadn't played in like a month and maybe was a little bit rusty. But
Yeah.
what do you think about? Because that's an important facet there.
When you go back and look at how we played in the secondary, our corners did play decent. I'm not going to say they played great. Like you said, TD was rusty. You could tell that. Matter of fact, he got tangled up a couple of times, and that's where some of the holdings came out. Rowe was surprising. I thought he played decent. He had a holding penalty too. And then on the other side, Keon played decent. I don't think when I look at our defense, I don't think anybody played great. I think people graded out between that 88 and 92%. There were some guys a little bit lower than that. But overall, I don't think we played great defense. And so then the safeties, look at the safeties, they didn't have an effect like the corners. The ball was going outside a lot, the speed outs and the screens and things like that. And then the biggest thing I take away, though, besides the 50 minutes, is the quarterback. I sat in there and told you guys what we needed to do. One of the things was eliminate the vertical passing game, stop the quarterback from extending plays, and stop the run. Well, think about it. We didn't do any of those things to help you win the game. And I was honest to the guys about it. I mean, hey, this is when you start making goals and you're trying to win games, you put your hat on some things, and those were the three things that I came up with, and we didn't do them.
Coach Jordan Ham, Sports 360 AZ back here.
Okay.
With Kyle Soley, we can see the impact he's had on the field the first two games, but behind the scenes, what sort of leadership things is he doing to
He's a captain, man. He's our guy. He leads by example. He leads by communication. He leads by what he does in this building every day. You can't say too much about him. He is the guy.
Hey, Coach. Herm mentioned when you play a lot of man coverage, you're going to see some flags, especially in the secondary when guys go deep. Did you think a lot of those flags were warranted, or did you think your guys were getting some ticky-tack calls?
You're going to ask the old secondary coach that, huh? Hey, you got to play by the rules. That's all I can say. There's some that was questionable, no doubt, but there's some that, wasn't hard to call either. You get your hands on a guy, you got to get your hands off. So there was a couple of them that you say, wow, that's you questioned it a little bit, but you know what? You got to play by the rules. Heck, I can't. I'm not going to get in there with officials. Hey, they don't see a lot, but whatever they see. So who knows what they see? That's all I can say.
Jordan, go ahead. Or did you have any help? Anybody else?
That's it?
Twice?
Huh? No?
Hey, good.
Go.
This week.
Now we're talking.
This week.
Now we're talking.
Eastern Michigan. What do you have to do? You got-
Well, I got to, as the guy that's in charge, I got to bring the group together and get the morale up. Number one, I got to be positive, and they got to have some success this week in practice, and try to keep it simple. There's some things we're going to implement just to make sure we change. You got to in this game, you got to evolve and change a little bit. So we'll add a couple of wrinkles just to keep their minds going. But overall, we just got to play. We got to play. We got to play a good football. That's all. Play good football and we'll be okay. And that doesn't matter if we're playing this week or next week or whenever we play. We still got to play good football. 60 good minutes of, running around, hitting people, tackling, catch the ball when you can, and try not to have penalties. So that's where I'm looking at. Yeah, they run the ball. They got that big old offensive line that tries to maul you and knock you off, and then they got that quarterback that can pretty accurate, and they got those receivers. Yeah, they're a pretty good football team.
You talked about the three things you needed to do against Oklahoma State. You know what those two or three things might be?
But not right now. We're still looking at them. I mean, I was just getting ready to script some things for first and second down right now. So we haven't even gotten the third down. So it was first and second down, and we just went through that. So we're trying to get that plan together. You guys good? I love coming in here on Mondays. It's better than coming in here on Thursdays. I'm telling you.